our vet section. We haven't done one in a while, so one of the things that we like to do for our guests are to show some medical conditions and things that can happen. And of course, we're looking at 2 really healthy kittens. But 8 days ago, well, technically 7 days ago, they were not healthy.
These were not healthy
all.
Kittens.
Can you remember what they looked like when you first saw them?
So definitely the first time I saw these little guys, they absolutely, their faces were just, their eyes were matted shut. They had crust over their noses. They were skin and bones. Their skin was, and their coat was just nasty.
Full of fleas.
They just weren't taken care of.
They were about half the size.
Yeah, and they were teeny tiny, and they're medically too, just like their heart rates and everything else was not normal. They were not thriving healthy kittens, that's for sure.
Right. And this one weighed 13 ounces, and this one weighed 1 pound, 1 ounce. Now, typically, I'm always doing this, and everybody on the show knows if I see something, I'll just pick at it during the whole show. But technically, weights of kittens, if you ever pick up a kitten and you want to know about how old it is, we always say that put it on your scale at home, your scale, and 1 pound per month is a good guesstimation. It's almost right on the money for kittens, most kittens. You know, if you got a Maine Coon kitten, you might be a little heavier, but still you're in the ballpark. So when we say this one was 13 ounces, this one was 1 pound 1, we're going to assume that they were a month old.
4 weeks, a month, yeah.
Right, but they were in such bad condition, and the folks that brought them into Quick Fix and said, Wendy, can you please help us with these guys? Said, we know what day they were born, because they were in their barn and they had the mama, feral mama, and they were in that day to have her fixed. Yay! But then they brought the 2, and there were others that passed away because of the condition. These were the survivors. And they said their birthday is August 20th. That was 10 weeks.
Unbelievable.
At 10 weeks old, this one was only 13 ounces.
Yep,
and this one was, but if we grab the scale.
2.5 pounds would have been great for them.
Yeah, if we grab the scale and weigh them, because today is weigh-in day. So let's see in 7 days what kind of progress they've made. They've been at my house. Mama Wendy, you know, I love
taking care of the babies.
Take them home, and let's see. Not 10 pounds.
No, the last patient.
Okay, so let's weigh little guy. This is Moonbeam. Oops.
Oh, it's in kilograms.
1 pound, 6 ounces.
And that's a week
1 week
later. One week later.
And
love and food and
love
care.
And food. So that's good. He's on his way. And Big Man, 1 pound, 10 ounces.
That's crazy.
So half of a pound in 1 week.
That's amazing.
Yes.
And they're still not to the normal weight they should be in.
No, not at all.
But they look so much better.
So can you talk to the folks about what happened here? What did they have? How did they get it?
Sure. So a lot of times all this is you just need to watch them, to be honest with you. Pay a little attention to them. If they start to have a little discharge and stuff from their eyes, you need to get them in and get them seen, because that's not normal, especially if it's colored discharge. That can go from eyes to nose to entire head and lungs in no time. And with sick kitties, they don't have the immune system to fight it off. So normally just keep your eye on them. And just basic things like keeping them warm, keeping them clean, keeping them dry.
Keeping their eyes clear of the goo, which oftentimes can just be a warm rag.
A warm washcloth just set on there, or a warm cotton ball patted on their eyes can maybe not fix it without antibiotics or whatever immediately, but it's half the battle, just keeping them clean.
Keeping them clean and parasite free.
Yes.
Now what we did with them was give them a Capstar for their fleas. Do you want to talk about Capstar?
Sure. So Capstar is an amazing little product that we have that is something that will actually kill live fleas on them for 24 hours. And that is a great thing to do for these little guys that are just really infested, because if they were grown cats, we could say that you could give them like a bath and Dawn dish soap, because that can kill a lot of those fleas. You don't want to give little guys that are especially sick and you don't know exactly what's going on with them. You don't want to give them a bath and get them cold and keep them wet. So the Capstar is the best thing in the world to kill those things, get those nasty little boogers off of them. And that they love to play. And that can actually help, you know, get their energy level up too, because just to have those little flea bloodsuckers feeding on you drains your energy. And
Yes.
it's horrible.
They were dehydrated,
Yep.
Anemic,
Yep. From the fleas.
upper
definitely.
respiratory.
Yep.
Yeah,
All of
they
it.
were on their way out.
They were actively, they
No.
were actively on their way to somewhere sad.
Yeah. The thing is,
cutie.
one day was all it took to put fluids in them.
Yeah.
Subcutaneously, I put some fluids in them, got the goop out of their eyes, and put them on an antibiotic. And that turned them around in the
Yep.
24 hours, the first
Absolutely.
24 hours. Now, they still had puffy, infected eyes, but they could see.
Yep, they could see, they
were
could smell.
squinting.
Yep, they could smell to eat their food. Yep.
Oh, and they eat. That was the one thing about these two is they never stopped eating, and a lot of times sick kittens at that level with that level of dehydration don't eat.
They don't
and
wanna
they were
eat,
still
no.
like, I'll eat.
Yeah.
So I knew.
Yep,
Done
that's
deal.
That's a good sign
Yeah.
that they're
Yeah.
they're fighters. If they
Yep.
want to eat, that's a great sign. If you have to start, you know,
Yeah.
syringe feeding them and stuff like that, that's not a good sign.
Right.
We
And-
still fight with them though. We still keep feeding them whatever we can do to get them better.
Canned food is the best because it has
Yes.
so much more moisture in it.
And it smells
yummy.
gross to us, but amazing to them.
This is my baby. I was just telling Dr. Courtney that this one was too mean to die and this one was too nice to die. He has a spirit in him. If you want a little rascal, see how he is?
Wants
He's
to
like,
play.
and this one's like, pet my belly, mommy. And he purrs and he cuddles.
Polar opposite.
Yeah, and they're around my dogs. I have 3 dogs, and they're around my dogs, and he's still like getting real big. He gets real sideways and gets real big. He's like, yeah. And this one goes,
gets ya.
hello, doggies. And he cuddles up with my boxer, and he's awesome. So, and we
man.
called him Snowflake, and we call him Moonbeam. I still want to talk about some of the things that these guys went through and the situation that they were in, because we do hear this on a regular basis here at Quick Fix. We'll have clients come in, and we're in a rural community, so
Yep.
there are a lot of barn kitties.
Yep.
They own those cats. They don't say they're not my cats. They are in
They
the
are their
barn, and
cats.
then they're breeding, and they're having all these kittens, and these kittens are always dying or getting sick or whatever. And they're barn kitties. And so I just wanted to bring this point up, is that these people, really nice people
Yep.
that brought them in, really nice people. But the mentality is pretty across the board sometimes
Right.
here, and that is, if you don't take them, Wendy, we're just going to put them back out in the barn, and they're going to die because they're just barn kittens. And I really want us to take that up a little bit more,
Yep.
take it up a level, and say, here are 2 gorgeous kittens now. They were definitely in danger of going,
Absolutely.
but with a very small amount of care.
Yeah, literally, if it's even something as you don't want to bring them into the house, especially with the fleas, with your other animals and things like that, even putting them in a box in the garage with a heating pad and a towel
Yeah.
over it. I mean,
They were
that's-
frozen.
It's as simple as that.
Thank you for being on the
Yeah,
show.
thanks
It's
for
really
having
great.
me.
Dr. Courtney is one of our surgeons here at Quick Fix for spay and neuter, but also for wellness too. So thanks again.
Thank you.